This is a brand new 2025 magnetic solar wireless camera for your RV, boat, semi-trailer with a built-in 10-hour battery. It's a pretty buttery smooth resolution. There's a little tiny drop frame or skip every so often, but it transmits quite well. There's no Wi-Fi needed, no setup. You even get a 7-inch monitor that displays 4 signals. That's wild. It does what it claims to do very well. The camera begins recording right away, and if you're not getting the recording, that's because you need to format your flash card from the inside of the menu.
It can work as a nanny cam.
Stay tuned for the whole video.
Alright guys, so this is our new backup camera. So it's a very heavy duty construction. So on the side here you got these swivels. What this does is it allows you to turn the camera, and another benefit to this, it's got a solar panel cell at the very top, so it will charge when you're driving a boat or something. It's outside, so it will definitely charge slowly, but it's going to continue giving you power. There's a magnetic base at the very bottom, so it sticks pretty much anywhere. Right, anyway,
you get 2 antennas and power cord inside the box. So take one antenna, attach it to the RV. In terms of distance, you are going to get about 320 feet or 100 meters or so of transmission. You're also going to see if this can go through walls, and you can use it inside your home or even as a nanny or a baby camera. On the side, you're going to find a power button. There's a 10-hour battery built in. It takes about 6 hours to recharge the whole thing with USB-C.
And then after it's charged, you have 4 lights. When you press this, you're gonna see that's your power. So that is what turns on the power.
The next piece is your actual screen, is 7 inches.
The second antenna you screw into the monitor, so it receives the signal from the camera. The monitor is 7 inches IPS. It can support up to 4 cameras. And on the back of your monitors, there's a screw. This is where you place your SD card. This will accept SD cards with adapters or straight up memory cards like this. We just insert this in.
An additional suction mount.
The secondary suction cup is for your monitor. So there you go. So now we can attach this to our windshield inside the car. They gave you a sun visor as well. And they gave you a bracket that you can screw into your dashboard permanently, especially if you're using an RV.
This is your cigarette lighter connector for the power.
They did give you the ability to hardwire this, red and black wire, so this turns on only when the engines start.
And finally, they gave you this little fob to turn on the camera from the inside of the car, because there is a button on the outside, so this is essentially going to turn on the camera from the inside of the car.
Or you can just manually press it on the camera. I just want to show you really quickly how to hook it up to test it before you get it in the car. So we just have a jump starter. It's got basically a red and a black, and then so we took the connector that you would plug into your engine if you were hardwire this monitor, and we just connected it to the jump starter.
Turn on the camera, and immediately you're going to get the feed on your monitor. The camera begins recording right away, and if you're not getting the recording, that's because you need to format your flash card from the inside of the menu.
So we're going to test to see how well this camera it can work as a nanny cam. So we're going to go through basically 2 floors, tiled wall, drywall, concrete. So we're going to go across the other side of the house, and we're going to go into our family room, and as you can see, there's tiles and all sorts of stuff. Now we're going to go and turn this on. Let's see how well this works as a nanny cam. It works. So there you go. So I just have to basically flip this on the mirror side. There we go. Bam, bingo. That is pretty bonkers. So yeah, you could definitely use this as a nanny cam. You can see it's recording right away to the SD card as well. So this would have to be constantly plugged in right of course, but you could use this as a surveillance system, because you could take 4 cameras and then hook them up and basically just do a split screen. See? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, but we only have 1 camera. So you don't necessarily need to have this as an RV thing. Like, this is amazing. So of course, if you have an RV or a boat or something, you're gonna stick this in front of it and then it's gonna see it. But for our purposes and test, we're gonna stick it right here, make sure that the camera is secure. And once again, you can tilt this if you want by moving this up and down, see? We're just gonna lock it in place like that. The cover here, this is where your charging port is. So if you really wanted to have this longer, you could basically just connect the USB-C, loop it through here even, and drop a power bank inside. That's one way to do it. All right, so it's on. Let's go and let's plug this in. It works off of 2 connections. Either you plug this into a lighter, you press this on, that's going to turn on the screen immediately, or you can hardwire this right into your car so it turns on at the same time that your stereo does. So we're just going to go and mount this right here. So sharp screen, colorful. All right guys, so we're inside the car. This is my rear view camera. I'm just inside the truck. Pretty good. You can mirror it. So you could zoom, see that? Pretty closely. So this is like 2 zoom. This is off zoom, 1.5, 2. So when you're parking and reversing, it'd probably be good if you went to 2 zoom. So that way you know how close you are.
So this is your reception. So let's go and test the distance now. I'm just going to take the camera with me. As you can see on this map here, that blue line represents 300 meters. So I'm just going to take my scooter and we're going to ride around the bend. Unfortunately, I hate to tell you, we only got about 180 meters. The claim is that it's in sight in a straight line, but we did go on the bend, so that could be the reason. So 180 meters is about 520 feet or so. So that's more than enough. I mean, you're never going to use this camera for that purpose.
Just in case you guys are wondering, here are the files on the SD card, and these are the specs. So you can see I set the length at 5 minutes, and the frame is 1024 by 608. It's not even full 1080, but it does look pretty sharp. I gotta admit, you can read license plate and everything else, over 30 frames a second, and the total bit rate is 1318 kilobytes per second. There is no audio. These are files, so I'm gonna go and play these for you guys. See, so this is essentially me just pulling out of the parking lot, and let me just show this to you what it actually looks like in footage.
So let's mirror this first so we get the true resolution, and I'm just gonna cut some clips in for you guys. It's a pretty buttery smooth resolution. There's a little tiny, drop frame or skip every so often, but it transmits quite well. One thing you're gonna notice with night footage though is that it cuts in and out between color and infrared automatically based on how much lights there are around you. So of course, if you're at an area with no lights, it's gonna be infrared only, and it does an amazing job at displaying everything. Let's go and check out the user interface of the monitor.
So you have your power. This turns the screen on and off. This is your V1, V2. So again, if you had a different camera, you can switch between different feeds. See, 3, 4, 1, and that's the split screen. And then this is the full screen. Come on, there you go. This is your enter button in your menus. So this is your menu. So you've got your pairing, which we don't need to worry because we're already paired. Use the plus and minus right here to navigate between the different things here. So let's go to our picture. Press this to enter the menu. So you set your brightness, contrast, your hues, and then you can zoom in as well if you want. Exit the menu. Next, go to our mirror. So we're not really mirroring, but you can. Different ways. See? Mode. Depending on the number of cameras that you have, you can select how you want them to be displayed. Moving on to your camera setup, you can control which ones are on or off. You can do an auto scan. And then we'll go into our system. And this is where you set the date, whether you want to auto dim it or not, if you have delay in recording, what language, plays your playbacks. If there's anything on the actual SD card, we'll play back right away. We go to record, 128 gigabyte card, record time. We're going to set to 5-minute increments, so that's going to split the clips for you.
So in conclusion, this is a pretty solid RV camera setup that you can use for a different type of multi-surveillance security or even a nanny cam. There's no Wi-Fi needed, no setup. You even get a 7-inch monitor that displays 4 signals. That's wild. It does what it claims to do very well. That's the video. Thanks for watching.